Hey everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff, and today is my Jescie Hall reading vlog. I have not read a Jescie Hall book yet, so this reading vlog is kind of like a little author taste test for me because I absolutely love dark romance, and Jenny from the Haphazard Book Nook asked me if I wanted to give her a try with her. So Jenny also has a vlog coming out with her thoughts on the books we're reading. So we will be reading Greenlight, Hawk, and That Sick Love. And I am so excited. I have heard nothing but fantastic things about all three of these books from all the dark romance girlies that I know. So yeah, I'm really excited. I did not read the synopsis for any of these. I just want to be thoroughly surprised and immersed into this story when I start. I have the audiobook for Hawk and That Sick Love, but Greenlight doesn't have one yet, so I will be reading that one physically on my Kindle. Normally my Kindle books I read a little bit slower because they're like my nighttime before bed kind of read, so I normally only get a couple chapters in a day. So yeah, I'm excited to start, and I will check back in with you guys when I have some thoughts. Alright guys, I just wanted to stop in with a little update. I am 25% of the way into Greenlight. I didn't really know at all what this was about. I did not read the synopsis for any of these books, but it is a dark college romance. And it is a stepbrother, stepsister situation. And let me tell you guys, I am eating this up. We are following Montana, and she is kind of like an online sex worker, sort of. She has this other persona called Venom X, and she makes spicy videos, but she's never put her face out there on the internet. She's never told these people who she is, like her actual name or anything like that. She just goes by Venom X. She is also trying to become the lead chair for cello in an orchestra, and it's, you know, she's kind of like running from her past at this point, but you don't know what happened and why. But she gets wrapped up with her stepbrother as she is auditioning to start making adult movies, and they end up having a spicy little romp very quickly into the book. And then all of a sudden her dad is having her move in with him. Obviously, like, he knows nothing about what she's been doing on the side or what he's doing toying with her. We know a very tiny portion of like why the stepbrother Sean is doing what he's doing. His internet persona is King Cobra, and it's just really interesting so far seeing like these two worlds start to intermingle and understand like why he's doing what he's doing, why he's obsessed with her, and her trying to like deal with her trauma, but also like I'm really curious to see what she's running from, because at this point we don't know. So yeah, I'm having a great time, and I'm gonna go keep reading, and I will check back in with you guys later. Hey guys, just here for another check-in. I started and finished That Sick Love today. Again, as you know, I don't read the synopsis, so I did not know what to expect going into this. It is very dark, so definitely like check your triggers before just jumping straight into this. There are a lot of religious themes, a lot of sexual assault, a lot of primal play, and yeah, it was intense, but that's not to say I didn't like it. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. It just didn't quite hit the mark on the male main character for me. I feel like I wanted a little bit more from him. Um, so in this story, we follow Bryony, who comes from a very small town, a very religious town. Her family is very big into the community at their church. She is trying to work her way up and become a prominent figure for the church. Her brother kind of left their life because he had been getting into some trouble and he didn't really want anything to do with it. So he still like has a relationship and talks to her, but um isn't really a big prominent figure in their family. Bryony finally gets through all of her training and classes. She is about to be inducted as a figurehead in the church and a teacher at the academy that the church has. And all of a sudden, Saint, one of the boys from another prominent family who he's kind of like next in line to sort of take over, starts showing her a lot of attention that he wasn't previously. And he starts like kind of like flirting with her, asking her to go to a dance with him. But little did they know, Bryony has a little secret. She has a stalker, Arrow. And Arrow has kind of been trying to get her out of her shell, teach her that the things that she is learning from these men in this church are not necessarily correct. They're not the right way of thinking, or at least in his mind, they aren't. So I like that we really dabble on topics of like ways to interpret the Bible. There are Bible verses in here. And I really like how, you see different ways of looking at things like that. So it's definitely really interesting in that aspect. But because of our stalker Arrow, Bryony finds out that these men figureheads of the church definitely have some dirty little secrets, and there is a lot of terrible things happening, not just in like their home and family life, but also the way they are treating some of the children of the church. There's definitely a lot of abuse going on, both mentally and physically and sexually. These men are very messed up, and Arrow and Bryony kind of team up. And just seeing Bryony come out of her like shell and start learning about things and really like come into her own, learn to accept her demons. It was really interesting, really intense, and also very, very spicy. Like this is a big book, and I feel like it was 50% spot. So just know that going in, there is a lot of spice. Definitely very intense. This is not gonna be for everybody, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, gave it 4 stars. And I've really been enjoying what I've been reading so far of Jescie Hall's works. I've read the entirety of this one, and I'm about 40%, I would say, into Greenlight right now, and I'm enjoying that one, I think, even more than this. So I'm going to go continue that. And I'll also be reading Hawk very, very soon, and I will check back in with you guys when I have some further updates. All right, I'm back with another reading update. I have finally finished Greenlight. I've been working on this one for like 2 weeks because I've been reading it like just a little bit every night before bed. But I absolutely love this one. I'm giving it 5 stars. I know I've already given like a little bit of an update on it already, but I just loved all the twists and turns in this one. The spice was unhinged. That's the best way I can put it. Completely unhinged, but I absolutely loved it. These two met each other crazy for crazy. Like, neither of them are great people, but they also, didn't come from the best circumstances growing up, and they did what they had to survive and make it. And it unfortunately meant hurting a lot of people along the way, hurting each other along the way. It was just all the twists and turns, and seeing how their lives were so interconnected through most of their lives, and they didn't even realize in what ways and in all the ways. Um, there is quite a bit of like lying and deceiving in this one. There is some cheating in this one. Not the two main love interests um, necessarily on each other, but she is in a relationship with someone towards the beginning of the book. And um, yeah, it's a lot of circumstantial stuff. It's not necessarily like it wasn't a committed relationship on her end, but it was definitely a wild ride. I had so much fun with it. I also managed to finish Hawk. Now, this one I was a little bit worried about because, like, the whole premise of this one is cheating, basically. It is her boyfriend who she lives with and is in a committed relationship with's best friend who moves in. So it's, not only her boyfriend's best friend, but also her roommate. And, ah, man, what can I say? I ate this one up too. Jescie Hall, definitely a new all time favorite author. I also gave this one 5 stars. So in this one, we follow Nicole, who is in a committed relationship with her boyfriend, Patrick. They live together, but Patrick and his family are very Catholic, but only seem to be so when, like, it's convenient for them, but they're kind of crap people otherwise, and they're very, like, well off, so they think themselves better than a lot of other people. Um, and then all of a sudden, we get Hawk coming into the picture. He moves in with him. Patrick doesn't even tell Nicole that this is happening. Nicole just like walks in on him banging someone in her spare bedroom. And that's how she finds out he's living there. It's weird and wild. The fact that he didn't tell her just seemed kind of funky to me. Um, Patrick has also been like away a lot at work. She thinks that he has been cheating on her, and it's like when he goes on these work trips, he just totally ghosts her. Uh, but Hawk, she finds out, is an ex-convict. The house that they are living in was actually his, and when he went to jail, Patrick bought it from him. So they're like technically living in Hawk's house. I don't know. It's a weird situation. But Patrick seems to think that he like owes it to Hawk to let him stay here. As we find out all the secrets behind Hawk's past, Patrick's past, um, you really start to understand like why Patrick is the way he is, why he does the things he does. He's very like gaslighty and manipulative to get his way. And you see that a lot like from his father too. His father definitely does that to his mother. Um, and they kind of use their wealth and their status to, hurt people like Hawk to their advantage in whatever way they need to. So there's definitely a lot of like calculated, manipulative things that Patrick is doing in the background. But Hawk and Nicole's relationship, as they learn to like like each other and love each other and help each other overcome a lot of things. He really brings her out of her shell, because her whole life and world now revolves around Patrick and his family and doing what they want. She also relies on him to support her, because she is trying to become a writer. So she has like a part-time job as a bartender, but he supports them financially. So it's hard for her to like walk away and leave him because she doesn't have a lot of options. Um, but Hawk is the sweetest, dirty mouthed boy ever. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. Boy, he's a man. Why did I say boy? Um, but God, he is the sweetest bean ever. He's gone through so much, and just seeing him like break down as like he comes to terms with his feelings for Nicole, accepting her feelings towards him, her finding out things about the past, trusting him, supporting him, defending him because he's just never had this in his life. He didn't really have a good family or home life. He got betrayed by Patrick and his family. He lost his best friend. He ended up in jail. Uh, and that's a whole different can of worms that also gets opened up in here too, and we find out that there's like a big twist and reveal that I kind of saw coming, but like I don't think it was really meant to be a big shock thing. It's just finding out and then seeing Hawk's reaction to it. My heart just kept breaking over and over for this man because you could tell that like he was the best, sweetest human imaginable, but like all these people just treat him like crap. And it was just so sad. And so, yeah, another 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved it. So, that's going to round out this vlog. So, first we read That Sick Love. I gave that one 4 stars. Still was a lot of fun, but I think I read romance books for the male main character, and he just wasn't my favorite. Greenlight, that one. Oh, that was so much fun, just the drama in that one, like, it was just such a fun time, so another 5 star, and now Hawk, another 5 star, because it was so, like, heartwarming, and oh, poor baby Hawk. I just wanted to give him a hug the whole book. I am definitely going to continue reading from Jescie Hall. I'm gonna make my way through her backlist pretty quick, I think. I know she has another book out right now called Kid, and I believe, I don't know for sure because I didn't look into it, but Hawk has a good friend named Kid who is a big character in this book. So I'm assuming that Kid is Kid from this book, and I'm really excited for his story because he seems so unhinged, but also like just such a great best friend. So I'm really interested to see his story if that's what that is. Um, but yeah, thanks so much for coming on this wild ride of Jescie Hall's books with me. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of her books before or if you plan to. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Bye!